Hello everyone, Ember Power here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be taking a look at some Goodra decks from Scarlet and Violet. So Goodra Vstar, as an overview, is a tanky Vstar with no weakness, so 270 HP, 2 prizer, pretty good. It has the attack Rolling Iron, which nullifies certain attackers, so it does 200 damage for metal water colors, and during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 80 less damage from attacks. So really good against single prize decks, and as well as just against EX decks that can't really do a whole lot of damage. So think about, Bennett EX potentially doing 30 damage in item lock. Well, now Bennett only does item lock to you, so very strong attack. Also, the V-Star power is really strong. Moisture Star, saying once during your turn, you may heal all damage from this Pokemon, so it's really good for effectively max potioning a Sue Goodra without having to discard any energy. This also got second at Liverpool Regionals, so it's a very successful deck currently in Standard, so that's why a lot of people probably want to see Goodra, see what it's like post-rotation, I guess, and see if it has any strong potential. There's also different variants making it very unpredictable, such as Arceus, Lost Zone, and Tatsugiri, that we will be looking at today. So some new translations is we have the Beach Court that says the retreat cost of basic Pokemon in play is 1 colors less. This will just allow you to switch around between your Comfey and Tatsugiri a little bit easier, and make setting up the Lost Zone decks a lot easier. You also see a new Tatsugiri in Hawlucha. The Tatsugiri has the attack preparations that says search your deck for 2 basic water energy and attach them to one of your basic Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So basically Tatsugiri is just in here to accelerate 2 water energy to a bunch of Goodra V, then we can just manually attach a metal energy from our hand to that Goodra, and then evolve up into a Goodra V-Star. So that's why Tatsugiri is a potential engine for Goodra. We also see Hawlucha with the ability Flying Entry. It says when you place a Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and place 1 damage counter on those Pokemon. So just really nice because Goodra is typically paired with the Lost Zone decks, which do want to spread damage counters with the likes of Sableye, Cramorant, and of course Rolling Iron. Only doing 200 damage does mean that you'll be shy of some KOs a lot of the time. So just looking at this first list, we have a Lost Zone build, focusing on the Radiant Greninja, so we can Mirage Gate and use that as an alternate attacker. We also see the Kyogre and then the new Zamazenta from the set Crown Zenith, and then 1 copy of Sableye, 1 copy of Cramorant, and then 4 Comfey. So this deck leans into the heavy Energy Recycler, heavy Mirage Gate, so you're trying to use Kyogre and your alternate attackers as much as possible here. The fact that Goodra uses Metal Water Energy is just perfect for Zamazenta and Kyogre, so Kyogre is going to allow you to take massive KOs potentially in the late game, and multiple Energy Recycler will allow you to recycle energy from your discard pile. And then of course Zamazenta is just here to be this annoying wall that takes 30 less damage from attacks and then can potentially throw out, 230 damage in a single hit. So very potent in that regard. My honest opinions of this deck is that I really like it. I appreciate the low supporter count because you kind of don't need to focus on supporters in Lost Zone, you just need to get set up. The fact that this deck loses Scoop Up Net and it's still seeing play post-rotation is a surefire sign that people at least believe in Lost Zone decks. Even if they don't end up being as good as they were pre-rotation, I still think Lost Zone is going to end up being pretty decent post-rotation, either in Tier 2 or a little bit lower. So this next list is another Lost Zone deck, choosing not to lean into any Psychic Energy at all, so there is no Sableye in this one. But this is focusing on the Bennett. So you run a 3-3 Bennett line. You'll never be attacking with the Shuppet Basic, but the Bennett says you can put it from your bench into the Lost Zone, and if you do, you get to retrieve a supporter card. So this will allow you to use multiple Culvers throughout the game, an additional Roxanne potentially, Raihan to accelerate energy, Thornton if you want to change your Comfey into a Goodra, or even another Boss's Orders. So seeing a 3-3 line, this is definitely your draw power. Also plays 2 Luminion, which is interesting, allowing you to search your deck for supporter cards, so probably there in the early game to find Colress. We also see 1 Hawlucha, which will allow you to play it from the hand onto your bench, placing those 2 damage counters, just allow you to clean up some damage. And we are playing 4 Mirage Gate, and because we're playing Water Metal Energy, we might as well use Greninja as our alternate attacker. So very interested in this list. I think it's pretty cool. I know Bennett hasn't seen a whole ton of play in our current standard format, but maybe Goodra is the final chance for Bennett to be really good. So this next list is more of a classic Arceus Goodra deck. Personally, I thought this deck would end up being a lot better than it has really turned out to be, but I guess people just prefer Drelladon. It's a 4-3 line of Arceus and then 2-2 Goodra with Gardevoir that says your Pokemon's attack, your Pokemon take 20 less damage from your opponent's Vs. So I do like Goodra in that sense. It just gives you a bit more tanking capability against V decks. There's also the Manaphy for bench protection if you think you need it. I think Manaphy probably isn't needed post-rotation, but against stuff like Radiant Greninja, maybe it's decent, so who am I to say that really? But either way, not so sure on Manaphy. The trainers are also super interesting. There's 2 Honey Pot in here. For Bookworm, you get Tails for each heads, heal 40 damage from one of your Pokemon. 2 Lucky Ice Pops. You'll see 1 Choice Belt, only 1 Switch, 1 Escape Rope, which is a bit sketch. Not sure I'm a fan of that. 4 Colress, 2 Melanie, 2 Avery, 1 Research, 1 Judge, 1 Roxanne, 1 Sharon's Care, 2 Boss. So very interesting support account. Again, not sure how to feel about this one because the trainers are kind of like all over the place, as they usually are for Japan decks, to be fair. But yeah, not 100% a fan of this. I do like the stadium choice to run 3 Crystal Cave and then 1 Path to the Peak if you need it. So I do like it in that regards, but yeah, not so sure about this one. This last one we'll take a look at is going to be a Tatsugiri build. So the Tatsugiri that allows you to search your deck for 2 basic water energy, attach them to one of your Goodra Vs. And that's basically how you're going to be accelerating energy. No Mirage Gate, no Arceus, just cut things straight back to be playing the Tatsugiri. So it's a very simplistic build. There's nothing too crazy going on. Even the trainers are fairly simplistic. It's just about trying to get a Tatsugiri from the deck onto the bench, switch into it, and then accelerate to one of your Goodras. You're also playing a low amount of basics, so there's a good chance you'll also start with Tatsugiri, which is helpful. The deck also plays stuff like 4 Arida, 3 Nest Ball, 2 Battle VIP Pass, so you should be able to find your Tatsugiri easily enough. It also plays 3 Melanie, just to help with some additional energy acceleration, 1 Raihan, which is basically Melanie, but can also find Metal Energy. We'll also see 4 Boss's Orders, so pretty heavy Gust, 2 Path to the Peak, and then 1 Temple of Sinnoh. I'm personally more a fan of this list than some of the other ones. I think Tatsugiri could be a really fun attacker. Yeah, it's not like the best, I guess, and you're not really doing enough damage, even with Tatsugiri's attack into Rolling Iron. But still, I think this list is really cool. Stormy V is also an interesting choice because God of War will be flooding the board with energies constantly. On Darkrai Vstar might be popular again. So yeah, I think this Tatsugiri deck could be quite cool overall. Maybe not higher than tier 2 or tier 3, but you know, could be a lot of fun either way. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think down below. It's been Emma Power. Let me know what you think about Goodra Vstar in the comments. Do you think it's any good or not? And yeah, thank you for watching.